Before we start this week's parasha, I want just, with your permission, just some more insights in last week's parasha. It's all the same idea. As I mentioned to you that really in Parashat Lecha, we're starting the story of the Jewish people. Avram Avinu is the patriarchs. We're starting the story of the Jewish people. Up till now, we're talking about the generation, how Hashem runs the world, all the nations that were here. So we're talking more general, more universal. Now it's going more specific. We're starting to talk about the Jewish family, and it starts with Avram Avinu. So I mentioned to you the idea that besides that it's good knowing, your history from where you came, who are your forefathers, great-grandparents, which is very important also, but it's more than that. All the commentaries explain, and it's brought down in the Talmud, the following idea. And I mentioned it, but let's review a minute, and I'll show to you inside. Ma'aseh Avot, the actions, the story of the fathers, what they went through, Siman lebanim is a sign to the children. You hear the line? Ma'aseh Avot, whatever happened to them. Siman is a sign. Siman lebanim is a sign that this will happen to the children. It's not only telling us, oh, wow, whatever happened to them will happen to you. It's giving us the strength. All what Avram Avinu traveling, it was a hunger. He had to travel to Egypt. Oh, they took away his wife. Oh, they give her back. Then he comes back to Israel, and he'll have some problem with the neighbors. And all what he'll go through, that's a sign for the Jewish people that they'll go through also. But we already vaccinated. We already took the shot. Who gave it to us? Avram Avinu. It's in our DNA that we have the power. Is a great rabbi, Rabbi Yaakov Emdin. I think we used to have here a map outside showing the size of the world. What is Israel and what is the size of the world just in the Middle East? Israel is on a map like this. What is it, guys? Like this. Tiny. What's in the ratio in the population? What is the Jewish people for the world? 0.2. I mean, it's fascinating. So you have these people, 0.2, and the whole world is talking about them. I mean, it's crazy, no? Today, 2024, guys, there are wars going on, Russia, Ukraine, and all over the good things, bad things are happening all over in the world. And where everybody's focused on this small place, Israel, 0.2. Is that unbelievable? Something to think about? So, Maise Avos, guys, whatever they went through, Siman Labanim. We, the children, we have the power to do it because that's what we came from. We, children, are like branches that come out from the trunk of the tree. The branches do not produce something new. Where is all the nutrition, the beauty, the design, the color, right? Where the leaves, the branches, where do it comes from? It all comes from what they observe from the trunk of the tree. That's the Jewish people. The trunk, the roots are so strong of the Jewish people, Avram, Yitzchak, and Yaakov, that when the branches come out, they'll come out exactly like the roots, like the trunk of the tree. So that's the idea of all these parashot, guys. And that's to give us the strength, the power, first of all, to know. And interesting, every story also has the insight. Why Avram did this, why he didn't do that. And it's the idea, I told you, it's not just messages, it's not just beautiful stories that happen in the past. There are messages for us in our days, 2020, 2024, that we could derive from every story, everything that is written in the Torah, we could derive from it. So it's to know it, that this was what happened, is the power that we have that we get from this, and is the messages that we have to learn. So I just want to mention that I told you that is not written a lot on Avram Avinu in the Torah itself, but there are a lot of midrashim that do write. Midrashim means that it came from the times of the Mishnah that talk about Avram Avinu. More information, more stories about different things do appear in the midrash, and over there's a lot of midrashim. So one of the midrashim says that astrologers saw that Terach had a son, that he's going to fight them. He's going to fight all the people over there that are worshiping idols. He's going to challenge them and fight them. So, and the king, the big empire back in the day that was worshiping idols, was this fellow named? This fellow, Nimrod. You know what the Hebrew word means, Nimrod? Fascinating. You know what it means, Nimrod? To rebel. So here's this guy that he has a beautiful name. Let's rebel, Nimrod. That's what his father gave him. So that's his name, Nimrod. Let's rebel. And he's the biggest empire that is worshiping idols and fighting against Hashem, fighting against the idea there's one creator, one power in the world. So he hears about this, that, Terach had a child, that he's going to fight them. He comes to Terach and says, well, we saw in astrology that you just had a son, and he's going to challenge us, he's going to fight us. We want to kill him, give him to us. And we'll give you a lot of money and power and gifts. So very interesting, the Midrash says, well, how about a farmer that had a horse? And the people in the farm will come and say to the owner, listen, we don't like your horse, we want to kill him, but no worries, we'll give you a lot of straw, a lot of hay, and a lot of things, right, to feed the horse. You realize you're contradicting yourself, right? If I'm killing the horse, I have no need for straw and hay. So Terach was saying, well, if you're taking away my child, right, who'll carry all those, why do I need so much gifts and wealth that you want to give me? So that's in the brackets. But Terach hid him. It says that Terach said to them, well, yeah, you're right. I had a son, but he died. He lied to them. I had a son and he died. He hid him in a cave for 3 years. And after 3 years, this child, Avram Avinu, is going out the cave. And he's searching and he's looking. And he sees the beautiful day with the sun coming out. And he sees that night, that the evening, the stars come out. So he's seeing something happening over here. So in the daytime, he was thinking, wow, what is this unbelievable sun? Power, heating the world, giving light to the world. Maybe that is God. So he starts to pray to him. And then what happens? Sun set. The evening comes, the stars come out. Wow, what is these beautiful, shining, sparkling things in the sky? Maybe that's the power of the world. So he prays to them, and then the morning comes. So he goes to ask, Father, who should I worship? What is going on here? So the father shows him the statue, right? And the statue is doing nothing. To the story that the Midrash brings, that he asked his mother to prepare some offering to give to the statues, and he gave it to the big one. So, and he went and he knocked down all the small ones. So his father comes back and says, what happened, Avram? I left you to watch on the shop. What happened here? So he said, oh my gosh, don't ask. What a fight. Oh my gosh, don't ask. They got into a fight, the small one and the big one, and the big one got upset and he destroyed all the small ones. Right? That's what Avram Avinu says to Terach, to his father. He says, what? He can move. He can hit. He can do nothing. So he said, oh yeah? You hear what you're saying? Correct? Okay? So that's what he challenged them. So that was Avram Avinu. So in the Midrash, I just want to point out, in the Midrash, it does appear a lot of Avram Avinu, and talking how he was searching and how he was seeking for the truth. And that's really the main lesson for us, guys. Avram Avinu did not go to Cheder. Avram Avinu did not go to Yeshiva. Avram Avinu didn't go to Koilel. Is a man that discovered, searching the real will, the desire to know the truth. And that's why Hashem chose him to be the man, to be the patriarch, to start the Jewish family. We said every day in davening, I mentioned to you, umatzata et levavo. You found him to be the right one to start the Jewish family. And that's very important, that you're starting the Jewish family with somebody that he found the way on his own. He wasn't born to a family of tzaddikim, of righteous people, of great rabbis, of great Rosh Yeshiva, of great Hasidic rabbis. No, he wasn't born into that family. As a man that started from very young to search, to want, to see, to find the truth. That was his great desire, and he fighted for it. He believed in the principle. He believed in the idea. You know, when something is very true to you, right? So it doesn't really matter how many people will challenge you. Somebody will come and challenge you now. Oh, maybe it's not the day now. Maybe it's just some vision that we see, and but you know, right, according to what you see, that it's a day, so it's a day. So you won't be challenged. So Avram Avinu came to the point that he was so convinced with this truth that he was comfortable fighting, challenging the people. He did it in both ways, guys. We say in Tehillim, sur mera, stay away from the bad, ve'aseh tov. We as human beings, we act, we behave, we do certain things. But the idea is to stay from the bad and do the good. When somebody wants to go on a diet, what they tell you? What to stay away from, right? The good things, right? Donuts, ice cream, stay right? And eat carrots and tomatoes, right? A lot of fun. But that's life, right? So, sur mira, stay away from the bad and do the good, what's healthy. That's the idea. Avram Avinu actually was doing both. He was debating and challenged his father, right, with the statues and all that. Correct. But he did also the good. In this week's parasha, we're going to learn, he built a tent. Hundreds of people came to eat there, and they'll tell him, thank you very much. Wow, what a delicious meal. And what Avram Avinu will say to them? Why are you thanking me? You have to thank the Creator who created all this. Yeah, I served you meat, and I gave you rice, and I gave you pasta, right? What's today? Sunday, pasta, right? And salad. So I gave you all this, but you got to thank the Creator that gave you all this. So Avram Avinu was doing both. It's not just, again, the idea is, guys, what we could learn from here, again, is a man that became a hero for his own rights. He wasn't born in that area. He wasn't born into that family. He's a man that created the path with his 10 fingers, and he becomes the patriarch. He becomes Avram Avinu. He searching for the truth, lived and believed the truth, and encouraging and influence others that this is the truth. That's how really we have to act and behave, that we have to help others to know and to believe in the truth. Okay. To finish that point, guys, that the actions of the fathers are influencing, are preparing the generations to come, the descendants, the children to come. So just go a minute to page 56. ברוך אתה אדוני אלוהינו מלך העולם שהכל נהיה בדברו. Okay, ויצאו ללכת ארצה כנען. So this is Avram Avinu. He was told to leave the place that he was, Haran, and to come into the land of Canaan. So, vayavo arza Canaan, and they actually make it to the land of Canaan. Vayavor Avraham ba'aretz, Avraham is coming into the land. He doesn't know where to stop, where to camp. Ad makom Shechem, to the place of Shechem. Ad Alon Mareh, to this place that is called also Alon Mareh. V'haknaani az ba'aretz. And the Canaanites are in the land at that time. So, like I mentioned, Hashem says to him, go follow me and I'll tell you where to go, right? To the land of Canaan. In the land of Canaan, where Avram Avinu is stopping and praying and building an altar. Where's the first place that you see? What you see is Shechem. So the commentaries explain here that he's already praying for the future for the Jewish people. Shechem, later on, is where the daughter of Yaakov was captured. Shechem is where the brothers sell Yosef. Alon Moreh is where the Jewish people divided to two groups. The blessing whoever will keep the Torah and the cursing whoever won't keep the Torah. So this idea is, again, Avram Avinu is stopping over here, praying for the different things that will happen for his children, for the Jewish people when they come into the land of Israel. Is it Jacob? Or is it later on when the Jewish people come out and make it to Israel? He's already preparing and praying for them, for the success of their future. Okay. Vayar Hashem el Avraham. Hashem appears to Avraham. Vayomer, and he says to him, Lezaracha, to your descendants, eten et haaretz azot, I'll give you this land. Vayiven sham, he builds over there, Mizbeach, he builds over there an altar, Lashem hanira elav, that appeared to him. Look what just happened, guys. If you go back to page 54, how the parasha started. Vayomer Hashem el Avraham. What's Vayomer? Says. Hashem says, speaking to Avram Avinu. That's in verse 1. What did happen in verse 7? Go back to page 56. Vayira Hashem el Avraham. What's Vayira? Appeared. You see the difference, guys? That's the idea that Hashem said to Avram Avinu. There in Haran, you won't be able to maximize and to achieve, to be the great man Avram Avinu. There in Haran, it's outside of Israel. I need you to come into the land of Israel to start to build the future of the Jewish people. And you see exactly what's happening. Once he just stepped into Israel, Hashem is not talking to him. Hashem appears to him. It's another level in prophecy. It's not Vayomer. It's not Hashem is speaking to him. Hashem appears to him. Vayira elav. So Abraham Avinu gets already a sense that he's starting going, he's in a higher level. It's not what it was. It's Hashem appears to him and talks to him. Okay. Just to get the idea, guys, it says over here that he was going through the land and stopping in a few places, significant places that for the future of the Jewish people. That's really what's going on over here. Stopping, praying over there, building an altar for the success of the future of the Jewish people. Who is in the land? The Canaanites. So Hashem says to him, although the Canaanites are there now, but you should know that they're only temporarily, this land is promised to you. You're the ones that has to inherit this place. You and your children will eventually own this place. This is your place. And like I said to you last week, this is the rights of the Jewish people to the land. Because Hashem wants them to be over here. This is where they fit. This is where they grow. Just like trees, bushes, vegetables, there's a climax that fits the place. I know the apples need cold weather, right? The leaves need maybe warm weather. So everything has to, when you're a farmer, each thing has to have the right climax where to grow it. The Jewish people need to be here. They fit the land. They are the people that fit the land. They have to grow over here. This is where they belong. This is the neshama. This is where they are connected. So he's saying to him, The Canaanites are here, but don't worry, it's only temporary. They'll be out of here, and you're eventually going to get it, you and your descendants. Okay, and then he travels and he goes from different places, and he's always praying and again building another altar to Hashem that appears to him, promising him the land and promising that he'll have descendants. So he appreciates that and he prays to Hashem and he builds the altar. Okay, I just want to show you another thing. Go back a minute to verse 3. When God says to him, great things are waiting for you, come into this land, he says, Va'avarcha mevarechachacha, I'll bless the people that are blessing you, umekalelecha, the people that are cursing you are all. If you look carefully, guys, it's very interesting. By the blessing, it says first, God is blessing who? The people that are blessing you. But first says what God is doing. He's blessing the people that are blessing you. By the curse, it doesn't say that. By the curse, it says, and the ones that are cursing you, then I will curse them. You realize? By the blessing, what says first? God is blessing. Oh, who is God blessing? The people that are blessing you. By the curse, it says, oh, the ones that are cursing you, I will curse them. Only after they curse, God will curse them. But by the blessing, already God is blessing the ones before they actually bless. They just want to bless. I'm blessing who? The ones that are blessing you. Even though they didn't bless yet, God knows that they want to bless the Jewish people, they're already blessed. But by the curse, it says, okay, I'll curse, right? Only after they curse, I'll curse. You hear the idea? You see the difference? What is this, guys? So the Talmud teaches us the idea is like this. How about a man that woke up really early in the morning, guys, 7 o'clock, wants to go to pray in the shul like a good Jew, and slips and breaks the leg? Well, he's not making it to shul, guys. He's rushing to the doctor. Is he getting reward for that he wanted to pray and daven in the minyan? Yes? Right? Why? Because what?
The intention was there.
Right. So the idea is like this, and this is a fundamental idea. The Talmud teaches us, machshava tova, when somebody has a good intention that he wanted to do something good, but something happens, something blocks him, and he's unable to do it, HaKadosh Baruch Hu metzarfa, counts it lemaaseh. This man really was on the way to shul, guys. He really wanted to go to the shul. But something external blocks him that he's not going to make it to the shul. HaKadosh Baruch Hu sees that, and he'll pay him reward for that. That's only for a mitzvah. How about the other way around, guys? A man woke up today in the morning deciding that he's going to rob the bank, right? Robbery. He goes, right? Just exactly his luck. 2 policemen are exactly there in the door. He can't make it. Makes a U-turn. Is he getting punished for wanting to steal the bank?
I think the action is more important for the same, no?
Right. So over here, we don't say, guys, it's as if that he robbed the bank. We don't say, well, you drove 20 minutes and you really wanted to go into the bank and you wanted to steal, you wanted to rob, $100,000. So here we go. He saw what you wanted, and that's what you wanted. You wanted to rob the bank. Here we go. This will be against you. God doesn't do that. And that's the good news, guys. For good things that a man that really wanted to do, Hashem counts it. Don't worry. We see the intention and the first steps that you took, the actions, the efforts. God is all about the efforts, guys, in a good way. You're getting reward for everything. You wanted, the intention was there, the action was there, the steps that you did. You wanted to go, but something blocks you. Don't worry, Hashem is paying for you. Paying you for that. But when you're talking about doing a sin, guys, that man that wanted to rob the bank and his luck, he didn't, well, he was saved and God saved him from sinning. He won't be punished. he's not totally off the hook. I mean, he has bad intention and he has to, do tshuva for that and all that. But he's not getting punished for robbing a bank. And that's the idea over here. God says already, I'll bless before they bless. Because God knows already that they want to bless. When people want to do good, God is already paying them. So I'll bless before they bless. But by the curse, I'm not going to curse till they curse. That's the rule. That's how God acts. That's how it works. So it's all about the intention and the efforts of the person. I think I told you this story once, but some of you are new faces here. So my father was traveling once from New York to Chicago, and there was a storm. So they had to go around and made the trip instead of usually, what is it, New York to Chicago, what is it, 2 hours, 2.5 hours, 3 hours? Yeah, something like that. Whatever, they had to go extra miles, and they made it like 4 or 5 hours. So, storm, what you could do? So he calls the students and says, American Airlines, you work with points. You travel more, you get more points, correct? Well, he said, now we're flying more miles. He asked them, I'm getting credit for this? Because I'm flying more miles, right, to Chicago now. So she said, no, sorry, American Airlines doesn't work like that. But what's the idea, guys? Yeah, American Airlines doesn't work like that. But God does work like that. Everything counts. Good intention. Actions that you want. Hashem helps you, supports you to continue. It was an old man that passed away. This is in Monsey, and I heard it from the man that was there in the Yeshivat call. This man was very into davening with a minyan every day. And even though that he was old and sometimes it's very cold, gets cold in New York, he wants to go to daven with a minyan. And many times he had a ride that somebody was coming to help him, to give him a ride to the shul. And if not, he would walk. He's going out one day, guys, winter, cold. The guy that gives him a ride couldn't come, whatever, and he's walking. And it's cold and windy. And who stops to give him a ride? The garbage truck. The guy sensed that this guy is on the way to the shul. I guess they worked in the area, they sense that. And literally they stopped the truck and gave him the ride to the shul. So you never know. But that's the idea. Leave it up to Hashem. You do your steps. You do your intention. You do your efforts. And leave it up to Him. Even a garbage truck will help you to get to the destination. Okay. I want to share with you another thing, guys. Avram Avinu goes into the land. Let's continue. Avram Avinu comes into the land of Canaan. Unbelievable, receiving prophecy like we saw. Stopping in different places, significant places for the future of the Jewish people, praying, building an altar for them. What happens when he comes? What? Famine. Hunger in the world. No, right? All the shops are closed. What we call it, Costco is closed. Everything is closed. No food. So what Avram Avinu does? Goes down to Egypt. Just picture, guys, let's stop a minute. Picture what happened here. Here's a man that was very comfortable in his land in Haran with the family. He did have challenges in Ur Kasdim, but let's say in Haran he was living comfortable. He was very okay with his family, and he was told, leave all that and come into this land of Israel. I'll increase you, I'll bless you, and you'll be great, and you'll be successful, and you'll have everything. And oops, no food. So what he does, he goes to Egypt. Is that the right step of Avram Avinu to go to Egypt, to travel to Egypt, or he had to stay here? What do you think, guys? What's the word you use? Oh, good. Here we go.
You have to leave the country like your father. Leave the country. For the goal to come back to Israel.
Like your father? What do you mean?
Rabbi Schiller,
Yeah.
he would leave the country and come back.
Okay. So Rashi and many commentaries say we know that Avram Avinu was tested in 10 different ways. Eser nisyonot. Hashem tested Avram Avinu in many ways. The idea of a test is really that the man, not only, it's taking out the potential of the man. That's the whole idea of nisayon. To go through it and to take out the potential that it's in him, to make the potential of reality. Many commentaries hold that this was a test. Avram Avinu was saying he could say to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, he was able to say to HaKadosh Baruch Hu, what do you mean? Didn't you convince me to come to this place? And you promised me great things? And here I go and I don't have even flour, right? To have bread and some vegetables. Forget about pasta and salads, but the minimum. Even that I don't have. So I have to travel to Mitzrayim. So according to many commentaries, that was the test. That Avram Avinu did not complain, didn't challenge, and just saw, there's no food, goes to Mitzrayim. The Ramban says a fascinating thing, and it's an unbelievable idea, and it needs to be explained a bit. The Ramban says that it was a sin to Avram Avinu to go to Egypt. Why it was a sin to Avram Avinu go to Egypt? Because if Hashem told him to come to this land, he had to stay there, and he had to believe that Hashem will provide him food in one way or the other. And this is a fascinating idea because we know, like Sam said, we have to work with hishtadlut. We have to try, we have to work for the bread. When Adam sinned, the great sin of Adam and Eve, Hashem says that you're going to sweat for the bread, meaning you have to sweat for the bread, you have to sweat for the life, you have to work for it. It's not going to fall right from heaven, you have to work for it. So in all life, guys, when somebody is sick, you go to the doctor. So all life we work with the hishtadlut. But here's the quick question, guys. What is the hishtadlut? And that's something very, very interesting and very fundamental to figure it out. Sometimes you know what it's a hishtadlut. Sometimes it's not simple what is a hishtadlut. The Ramban is saying to Avram Avinu, he was told to come into the land. Hashem dragged him, told him to leave the land. For Avram Avinu was a sin to leave this place and to go to Egypt. But if it wasn't Avram Avinu, somebody else, that's the right thing to do. So that's probably the explanation in the Ramban, guys. The Ramban is not saying, guys, that you don't need hishtadlut. Oh, is there hunger? Well, I'm here. Hashem should work it out. I'm not leaving. No. The Ramban is talking for Avram Avinu. You're all familiar, guys, with the flood, a major flood that happened. So it was a major flood in town. And the city is sending emergency. No, it's a story. It's not. That didn't really happen. Just idea. So there's a major flood happening in the town, right? And the city is sending emergency crews to help the people. They go, they knock on his door. Come fast, man, fast. Now we're emergency. This is your hope. We could save you now. He says, I trust Hashem. Get out of here. Okay, the flood is just increasing and coming bigger and bigger. He has to go to the second floor. Another crew comes with how you call them, those boats. And they're coming and begging him, please, look what's going on. There's no sidewalk, there's no road. Everything is covered. Major storm. Come, jump now on a boat. I trust Hashem. I'm not going with you guys. Get out of here. And obviously it goes on and on, right? He goes up to the roof and a helicopter comes and says, man, this is the last chance. Are you coming or no? Says, get out of here, guys. I trust Hashem. And what happens? He drowns and he dies. He goes up to heaven and he says, God, I trusted you. What happened? So what does Hashem answer? Well, who do you think that sent the first crew, the second crew, and the third crew? Right? So that's the idea, guys. Don't be stupid, right? The idea is we have to act, we have to behave according to the circumstance. We have to do hishtadlut. Just like the man that went in the morning thinking that he's going to walk, but a garbage truck stopped for him, right? Somebody is in a danger, you jump right away. This is your survivor, your pikuach nefesh, save life. Run with them. Don't be over smart. Don't be too, crazy. But for Avram Avinu, that he was commanded, leave the place Haran, come into the land of Israel, for him specifically was a commandment to live here and to be here. And according to Ramban, guys, that's the Ramban's approach. All what we're doing is explaining the Ramban. Rashi, for example, like I said to you, saying, for sure he had to go. What do you mean? There was no food. He just didn't challenge. That was the test. But according to the Ramban, it means for that great man, Avram Avinu, he had to stay here and believe that Hashem will provide. And that's very, very interesting, guys, because we always work in life in Hishtadlut. Which university you want to go, what you want to learn in life. You're looking for your future, for your match. You're looking where to live, what to do, where you want to work, is always the Hishtadlut. And we have to pray, listen to this, to do the right Hishtadlut. And it's always, sometimes, it's a very thin line, guys, because we're working with the idea. Sometimes it's very clear. I have to go eat lunch soon because I'm a human being, right? And we have to have some satisfy the body as well. So that's simple. But sometimes it's questions, bigger questions than that, and it's not clear. And sometimes it will be the advice, it will be smart to ask the advice from others. Because man to himself sometimes is not objective. I should say even more than that. Man, most of the times, is subjective to himself, to make decisions on himself. If you want to get the right answer and to be objective, is to ask others. So, like I said, sometimes it's clear, right? You don't have to ask the question, should I go to lunch, right? Or should I eat dinner? Yeah, you have to satisfy your body, we're a human being. But when it comes to questions that are more difficult and not necessarily have a clear answer, is always good, the idea, advice from others, that they can help you, people that you trust, that are wise, understand life, you appreciate the knowledge, they can help you because they're not subjective like you. Okay, guys, another one thing, and we'll end up with that for today, guys. So, Avram Avinu goes to Egypt. Like we explained, was it a sin or no? Two approaches. The whole story is familiar, I'm sure, right? What happened over there, taking Sarah, Power gets punished, they release him, and they go back to the land of Israel. Who's coming with them? Who's traveling with them in all this journey? Lot. Lot is the nephew of Avram. His father is Haran, who died, and Lot, so to speak, adopted him and helping him out. So he's traveling back. He went with them. So he did the whole journey, guys. He left with Avram Avinu. He left Haran, came into the land of Israel. There's a famine in the world. In this place, he travels to Egypt, and now he's coming back to Israel with Avram Avinu and Sarah. Okay, so what happens is the Torah says over here that the both Avram Avinu and Lot was super wealthy. They both have a huge amount of animals, and it seems to be that it's too tight for them to live in the same area. So what Avram Avinu says to Lot, you know what, let's separate. You go to the left, and if you choose, I'm giving you the option. You choose. If you choose the left area, I'll go to the right. If you go to the right, I'll go to the left. So all what Avram Avinu is saying to Lot, right? We don't have to live together tight. Let's spread out a bit. We'll still be neighbors, friends, and we'll spread out a bit. It's place. We don't have a problem of territory. It's place for both. We'll just move a little bit to different directions, different areas, but we'll still be good friends and neighbors. What did Lot choose? Sodom. What is Sodom? bad place. Guys, what happened here? Lot, growing up in the house of Avraham Avinu, you already sense that Avraham Avinu is special. Not everybody is told to leave Haran and to come into the land of Israel. Not everybody, God speaks to them and receives prophecy. He saw the miracles that happened to Avraham Avinu in Egypt. He saw how many people Avraham Avinu influenced. Even in Haran, guys, before Avraham Avinu came to the land of Israel, they were influencing people. It says that they went, when they left Haran, they took with them the people that they made in Haran. What does that mean? The people that they made in Haran, what's it mean? The people that they converted. Helped them to find a way, to discover, to believe in God. So he sees all that, guys, growing in the house of Avraham Avinu. What could be better than that? And what happens, guys? Whoops! Goes to the extreme, to the worst place in the time, guys. You should know that. The worst place in the world, back in the day, was this town's dome. If Avraham Avinu was the mister of kindness, which you'll see in this week's parasha, building a tent, hosting hundreds, thousands of people to come to eat by them, taking care of them. The Medrash says that he used to ask the man, what do you usually eat for lunch? And he'll say, well, whatever, bread made from barley. So he'll go and prepare for him bread that is made from wheat. What do you usually eat? Chicken. He'll give him meat. Whatever he said, whatever the person would say, he would give him more from what he used to, meaning he treated the people like kings, not only to make them satisfied and happy, they shouldn't be hungry. He gave them the good feeling. I'm treating you with royalty, with a king. I'm not giving you a roll with hot dog. I'm going to give you a nice piece of steak with mustard and ketchup and whatever, right? So he treated them in a special way. Avraham Avinu, guys, was the master of kindness, chesed. So Lot is growing up in this place, seeing all this, and he chose to leave Avraham Avinu to Sodom. So the explanation is like this, guys. Sodom was a beautiful place. It was a beautiful town. Naturally, geographically, it was a beautiful town. Beautiful place. Lot says, I won't be influenced by the people of Sodom. I'm okay. I can handle it. So he's taking a tremendous risk. He's choosing to go. That's what it says in a verse, that he saw this beautiful town, physically that is a beautiful town. It was blessed in beautiful colors, nature, farms, all that. So he chose that thinking that he won't be influenced by the people that are surrounding him. And that's a big, big, big danger. And that's the mistake of Lot. Not necessarily, guys, that he's chosen to be like them. Rather, he said, I won't be influenced by them. And that's a big mistake. There are enough places in the world to go to live. Don't go extreme and don't take that tremendous risk to go to live with the most evil people on earth at the time. Sodom was exactly the opposite of Avraham Avinu, guys. If Avraham Avinu was the master of kindness, Sodom, by the law, you're not allowed to give hospitality. When poor people knock on your door, you have to kick them away from your door. There are terrible things that are written on the people of Sodom, how they act and how they behave. If it was a rumor in town that somebody hosted and is giving food to people, they'll come and knock on the door, like you'll see in this week's parasha. So it's exactly the extreme opposite. If Avraham Avinu is the good, the kindness, helping people, Sodom was a disaster for people. So Lot was thinking, guys, again, not necessarily that he wanted to be like them, but rather he's okay and he won't be influenced for them, and that's a big mistake. He went too far away to go to choose the extreme opposite of Avraham Avinu. That's a big mistake. There was enough places in the world back in the day to go to live. He didn't have to go to Sodom. Guys, have a wonderful, wonderful day.